Neverness to Everness Ultimate NTE Beginner's Guide. And the first thing I want to go over would be your hunter level and appraisal level. This is your typical progression system, questing, which will earn you hunter level XP. Pretty simple. Once you reach levels 10, 20, 30, 40, 45, 50, and 55, you also gain a new appraisal level. These appraisal levels help you unlock higher difficulty activities, and it's also tied to how high you can raise your characters and what XP would be the daily missions, which you can find here. They take very little time, and you can gain 1,500 XP, which is like completing a couple of story missions. And then another way to gain a bunch of XP is by spending character pixels. This is the regenerating stamina system. In this tab, you can go through a bunch of domains that you can visit. I first recommend getting some character XP and then farm whatever other materials you need to raise your units. Oh, and don't forget, you can claim a button here called Hunter Reward whenever you reach a new hunter level. Honestly, this is quite a typical system if you ever played any other open world gacha game. And so, let's talk about the most unique aspect of the game next. Do you want to drive fast cars? Own the most luxurious apartments? Well, let me introduce you to City Tycoon system. This is where you will work towards developing your big city life, and most importantly, this is your main place to earn Fonz, the money currency of NTE. Fonz is required to buy any local goods from shops, you'll need it to buy better vehicles, and it is also going to be another way for you to progress into the game. You see, by pressing this level up button, you can go into this menu and check your Tycoon level progress, and each new level usually requires you to complete a bunch of new tasks. But most importantly, in order to advance to the next level, you also need a certain amount of total Fonz acquired. It's extremely crucial you keep raising your City Tycoon level because a lot of new features get unlocked in the game this way. And on top of that, once you reach City Tycoon level 18, you can unlock Cheese for free, who is an S rarity unit and she can be used as your main DPS. Not only that, you can unlock all of her additional copies and her fully maxed out signature weapon, as you can see here. So make sure to keep raising this City Tycoon level. Now, as I said, Fonz can be earned by basically doing almost any task in the game, but the most consistent way is going to be by spending city stamina. This is a separate stamina system from character pixels, and it only refreshes weekly. Initially, you'll start out with 100 city stamina, but for example, reaching City Tycoon level 5 increases it to 200, and then at level 10 to 350, and so on. In order to spend this city stamina, you need to navigate to Hetero Hobbies from the menu here, or when you open up the map, you can access it from the lower left corner here. When starting out, you won't have all activities unlocked, but for example, you can become an Uber driver, do some racing, go fishing, play mahjong, and so on. More activities unlock as you progress further into the game. However, and this is really important, no matter which activity you choose to do, it will always end up producing 1,000 Fonz for each stamina point consumed. Technically, racing, for example, also offers some small Fonz rewards for completing the races, but only once per account, so you can micro-optimize if needed. However, if you care about cosmetics, I recommend you do some fishing because you can then unlock this skin eventually. But regardless, just spend city stamina however you like. Most important part is to have fun here. Still, there's actually a way to make Fonz passively, and that is by running your very own cafe shop. Early into the game, you will unlock this feature, and I highly suggest you set it up immediately. It's a pretty simple gameplay loop, the tutorial will walk you through it, and while at first it might not seem like it will generate a lot of Fonz, over time you can purchase more cafe locations and discover better products to up that revenue. Keep in mind, you need to track if you have enough ingredients of the products you're selling. If this icon says insufficient, then click on restock button, select for how many hours you want to restock. Usually with lower quality products, I just go for 24 hours, and after confirming, a shopping list will be prepared for you. Go to the shops and get the ingredients, but later, as you keep improving your cafe level, you can unlock deliveries, so it becomes a self-sufficient passive income system. And don't forget to click this management guide button here to collect a bunch of progression rewards. And yet, there's another way to make Fonz, and it's a big one. So it won't take long until you reach City Tycoon level 10, which unlocks Ping Paw's Heist gameplay mode. This is basically a dungeon where the main goal is to extract as much money as possible, which then gets converted to Fonz. You can enter this place as many times as you want, but there is a limit to how much Fonz you can generate. I believe it's about 1 million Fonz per week. It might increase with higher ranks, but regardless, this is a really good place to farm Fonz, and you can also do it together with your friends in multiplayer. Now, when you talk to Cheese, you can open up this shop and can buy things like this wheelchair as a mode of transportation. Pretty funny. You can also obtain this minivan, and there's even a custom skin for MC and a few more goodies. And then before you start your run, you can press this button here and there's a bunch of progression systems that track your activity from this game mode. You can grab a lot of extra fonts this way and other materials, so always make sure after every run to check back and see if you gain extra rewards. So yeah, grab everything you see, locate the nearest phone booth which allows you to escape the place with the collected loot, and rinse and repeat. Few hours into the game, you will be able to purchase your very own Wiener apartment. Imagine owning a home in 2026. Anyway, besides just a place to hang out, these properties are also super important when it comes to unlocking various useful benefits. And it all has to do with these anomaly furniture items. You can review them here, and any furniture that says it's locked, click on it and find out how to, well, unlock it. For example, this furniture helps reduce climbing stamina cost, and you just need to take a photo of a paper plane, which can be done by just clicking the buttons here and it will show you the exact location. Other furniture items like this Boom Boom Cloud can even be leveled up by increasing the comfort of your apartment, which simply means by placing regular furniture around, and you can then check the comfort number here. The Boom Boom Cloud is especially good because it produces an important bond item you can give to anybody on your account, and by raising characters' bond level, you can unlock new interactions and costumes. Like at bond level 4, you can invite Mint over to your Wiener apartment so she can hold your hand. Pretty nice, right? Obviously, you can obtain gift items in different ways in the game, but Boom Boom Cloud can produce these gifts daily. And overall, just make sure to always unlock any locked anomaly furniture, and when you're at the property, just click on this button here and activate their newfound powers. One of the coolest things about this game is that you can obtain highest rarity weapons for free, and it's a very simple process of doing it. So every character can be equipped with an arc. This is their weapon basically. There's B class, A class, and the rarest S class arcs. If you open up the map, on the lower right side corner here, click on this Anomaly Commission button. Here you will have an overview of all the anomalies you can encounter in the city. There's lots of them, and for now, you want to look for anomalies that have a 4-star rating. For example, this Riot Assault anomaly, when clicked, will give you some info how to locate it, but most importantly, click on this small button here, and you will notice one of its rewards is an S-class rarity arc. So then, just press tracking button and hunt for the weapon. So far, I have located 5 S rarity arcs shown here. So if you want to grab those rare and powerful arcs early in the game, just go and locate these anomalies from the menu I've shown and enjoy your sweet new weapons. Oh, and also, later down the line when you purchase this bike, the Raging Flames arc from Riot Assault Anomaly Commission actually transforms the bike with blue flames, as long as one of the characters has it equipped. Now you can be the new Ghost Rider in the town. Lastly, and you might be wondering, what about this other tab of high-risk commissions? Well, you can replace some of the previous commissions here, and the fights become increasingly harder. Beat every difficulty level and gain a bunch of rewards, which you can then redeem from the metal shop. When exploring the big city, I'm sure you'll eventually notice these ravens. When you get close to it, you'll be rewarded with an Oracle Stone. You can submit these Oracle Stones at this location right here, so just go and visit this lady who initially shows off her feet, okay? And then give her the stones and collect a bunch of rewards including fawns. Hey, more money! Oh, and don't forget to mark the spot where you collected Oracle Stones. Trust me, it will save you a lot of headache if you decide to be a completionist and collect all the stones. Alright, almost 10 minutes into the video, and I'm just starting to talk about combat. Honestly, NTE's combat is quite simple, but it does have a few twists. The biggest one being Esper Cycle. When you look at your team, you'll notice this big circle with all of the attributes in the game. Each character belongs to one attribute, and whenever you add or remove them from the team, the circle shows you this. The most important part here is to see if your team's attributes are linked together, because if two attributes are adjacent to each other, this means you can trigger Esper Cycles. When in combat, the on-field unit charges up their cycle gauge, and when it's full, teammates who can perform Esper Cycle will start to glow, and this is how you trigger their Esper Cycle, by swapping to them, while also resetting the previous unit's cycle gauge. It sounds confusing, but think of it like an elemental reaction you only get to trigger when swapping between units. For example, when Mint's gauge is full, by swapping to 0, she does her entry attack and causes Blossom Esper Cycle, which summons this turret that periodically deals damage to enemies. I will go through all of these Esper Cycle reactions and best team comps in my upcoming teams guide video, but for now, just make sure when you're building teams, you can establish links between these attributes. Otherwise, characters who cannot use Esper Cycles end up missing out on a huge chunk of potential. What's a gacha game without an artifact system, am I right? Well, NTE also has it, but it's quite unique in my opinion, and it's called the console. Early into the game, you will unlock a couple of modules, which are these Tetris pieces, and the tutorial quickly shows you how to place them. Each piece provides main stat, and then interestingly enough, you can always see what substats the piece has in advance. This means you can decide whether it's worth leveling it or not. No further stat increases are granted to these substats, you get what you see when you unlock. Now, there's also these circles called cartridges, and they can be slotted into this spot here. You'll also notice cartridges can provide set bonuses, but you also need to have the correct modules slotted in. If you put in 2 of the requested pieces, you get 2 set bonus. 4 of the matching pieces gives the unit 4 set bonus. Simple, right? And yeah, you can farm for specific cartridges, aka the circles in the domain here, so just select the set bonus you want to farm for, and then every time you complete this domain, these coins will drop, which can be used to access a special gacha system for modules, aka the Tetris pieces. At first, you can only gamble in easy section to obtain pretty weak modules, but at Hunter level 20, you will unlock normal, and at level 30, hard sections. I suggest you don't waste too much stamina here because the best modules and cartridges will start dropping from Hunter level 30. So just obtain decent amount of them, maybe try and get the set bonuses active, but until Hunter level 30, spend that character pixel stamina on things that don't require you to gamble, such as leveling character abilities or raising their max level. Okay, this leaves us with the actual gacha system. I've actually made a separate video discussing the rates and everything else, but long story short, there's currently 2 banners, or boards as the games call it, featured and standard. You use dice as a way to pull for the characters, and it's all visualized on the board here. There's many different tiles you can land onto, but in short, for S rarity unit, hard pity is 90, soft pity starts from 70, which even transforms the board, and every 10 pulls, you are guaranteed either A class rarity character or arc. Most importantly, on featured boards, there is no 50-50 chance. So if you get an S rarity character, in this case it will always be Nonali. Also, on the featured board, you have a chance to obtain various cosmetics, such as this unique glider, a cute car decal, or Nonali's exclusive gacha skin. If you're super unlucky with the pulls, this cosmetics progression bar tracks how many pulls you made on the featured board. But keep in mind, this progress only carries over to that specific character's rerun, while the pity carries over to the next featured board. So if you make, let's say, 90 pulls on Nonali's board and her banner ends, next time her banner reruns, that 90 pull progress you had on the cosmetics will return, and you can start from 90 instead of 0. Also, the standard board provides a discount for the first 50 pulls you make. And after you do those 50 pulls, you can then use this selector and choose any standard S rarity unit from the pool. I suggest to wait a little until at least you get 1 or 2 S rarity standard characters from just doing pulls randomly. This way you can select a unit you still don't have, since there is an endgame mode called Beyond the Rails, which eventually requires you to run 2 different teams, so you will need at least 8 characters to beat this endgame mode. And yeah, those would be my tips for the day. Hopefully you found this video useful. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. I will be making more NTE guide videos, so don't forget to subscribe to my channel and press like on this video. Thanks, and I'll see you very soon.